So last year when I was here, I recall that I shared with y'all that the night before I took office that there was severe weather south of us, and that I was in prayer that we would not, that the storm wouldn't hold together and wind up impacting us. And by God's grace, that prayer was answered. And I recall asking you all to please be in prayer for myself and all those who serve with me, not only on the county side, but also the city side. Because we need that. We need the benefit of the prayer. And Olga, you opened us this morning with your prayer, and I appreciate it. And you covered not only us, but the world. And it's important that we not lose focus of that there's much beyond our borders, that folks, that we are so blessed. We're just so blessed here. And for what it's worth, a number of you have reached out to me over the year, letting me know that you have been in prayer for myself and my fellow elected officials. And I just wanted to take this time to say thank you. You know, 23 years ago, I don't spend a great deal of time on Facebook, on social media, but I did glance at it last night. My wife would say that I spend more time on it than I would say I spend on it. But I glanced on it, I saw, I think it was Wayne Hart with one of the news stations posted that yesterday was the 23rd anniversary of the big tornado of 2000. And that impacted probably everybody in this room unless you're under 23. And anyway, to all of those who, in arts, you said you 32 years, so you were on the ground 23 years ago. To all of you who were here and that served us, I know Commissioner Castlen was part of that group, first responders that year. Thank you for all that you did during that time and all that you've done since. Mayor and I were talking before he was called up, and we shook hands, and I told him, I said, I noticed your hands are good and warm, mine are freezing. And I told him, I said, you know, and this is a long time thing. When I'm nervous, my hands are freezing. Commissioner Conder will tell you I'm the coldest person he knows. Every time I shake hands with him, he's like, dang, you never warm up. But anyway, good thing is, in a few minutes, I'll be very relaxed, okay? To my prepared remarks. I am humbled to be able to address you for the second time as your Daviess County Judge Executive. I'd like to start by recognizing my fellow members of Daviess County Fiscal Court. West County Commissioner Chris Castlen, if you would stand. His wife's unable to join him today. Central County Commissioner Larry Conder, accompanied with his wife Rosemary. And East County Commissioner Janie Marksberry with her husband Carl. I want to thank you all for serving with me. When I was elected, I inherited a great team at the courthouse, and together with our other elected officials, we have managed county government with great efficiency. I'd like to introduce the other members of the county team. County Attorney John Burlew, PBA Rachel Foster, Coroner Jeff Jones, Jailer Art Maglinger, Clerk Leslie McCarty, and Sheriff Brad Youngman. We'll give them all a round of applause. And I want to take just a moment to recognize, I see Sheriff Keith Kane back here in the back. That's his table way back there. And I believe Commissioner Wathen's in the house with us. And thank you all for your prior service to our community. And folks, I just want to say, I want to, and I mean this with all my heart, I want to thank my administrative staff. I want to ask them to stand. They're truly the glue that holds us together. All of you who work for me in the second floor there, if you would. I just want to say when I came on board and walked in, of course I knew most of these folks because I'd been a commissioner for 12 years, but when I walked in my new role as judge executive, they did everything they could to make my first year go well. And I will say we've had some challenges that we had to address, and but each one of them did their best to help me have a good year, and I want to thank all of you for that. Finally, I want to recognize my wife, Lisa. Being the spouse of an elected official is tough. This job is time-consuming and often stressful. I asked for this role. Lisa did not. But when I receive a shot across the bow, it hits her heart too. To Lisa and to all the spouses of elected officials here today, I want to say a genuine thank you. So this first year in office has been spent listening and learning. But I want to touch on some of our achievements and highlight future investments, starting with our solid waste department. After a 2-year construction process, the landfill completed a 16.6 acre expansion that will serve the region for over 10 years. Much of this work was done in-house, saving hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I want to say a big thank you to Robbie Hawker. He retired this year, 2023, and he served our community well for many, many years. And he and his experience and his leadership is what allowed us to operate our landfill at so well. In the next year, we plan to construct a new convenience center at the Grimes Avenue transfer station. This is the primary destination for solid waste in Owensboro before it is trucked to the landfill for final disposal. The new convenience center will have 16 unloading bays for individual customers with better traffic flow and a holding area. Our solid waste department will also pursue a rural development initiative. This will help communities that are far from existing county trash facilities to clean up on designated days. We just completed the first full calendar year at the animal shelter with the spay-neuter clinic. Our county vet, Dr. Julie Gray, performed over 4,500 surgeries through our partnership with Spay-A-Stray. We also added 3 fenced-in play yards for dogs to exercise off-leash. And this spring, we will be adding a new soft surface walking path for the dogs and volunteers to utilize. While our shelter has not escaped the nationwide problem of overcrowding, we had the highest number of adoptions and fewest number of animals euthanized in at least 10 years. And I want to thank Ashley Thompson for her work there. Ashley has put together a tremendous team of volunteers and staff at the animal shelter, and just appreciate all that you do in leading us there. Also, I'm pleased to announce that a local rescue organization, It Takes a Village, has received a $34,000 grant to assist our shelter and lower our euthanasia rates even further. Our Public Works Department partnered with McLean County to replace a deficient bridge on Hall School Road. And I want to thank McLean County Judge Executive Curtis Dame for his participation on this project. 2 more bridge structures will be replaced this coming summer on Indian Hill Road and Ladane Bridge Road South as part of a collaborative effort with the state. And we look forward to continue our aggressive roadway repaving program that will resurface around 20 miles this fiscal year. Our Parks Department is performing needed repairs to the elevated trails at Panther Creek Park. We also installed a concrete walk and ADA compliant ramp to the lower soccer fields on Horse Fork Creek Park, along with paving the upper and lower parking lots. This next year, we will be improving some of our picnic shelters and restrooms, and we have more activities planned, like an Easter egg hunt and a Touch a Truck event for families. We will also be bring back our 4th of July fireworks. Moving forward, our Parks Department will be collaborating with community partners for greater utilization of our green space. Public safety is paramount. That's why for calendar year 2023, our subsidy to the Sheriff's Office totaled nearly $3.7 million. With this contribution, we funded a return to the Sheriff's Office of full staffing with 25 patrol deputies, including 3 K-9 units, 8 detectives, and 6 command staff. We also funded the updated vehicle fleet and pursued grant funding to support forensic investigations. At the detention center, current funding is $3.8 million this fiscal year from general fund dollars. We negotiated a new per diem rate for housing federal prisoners. This agreement will result in additional revenue of $300,000 to $400,000 a year, which will reduce our subsidy from the general fund. This is a direct savings for county taxpayers. And my thanks to Jailer Art Maglinger and his staff for their hard work on working on this. Fiscal Court also approved a new pay scale for detention center employees to boost hiring and retention. At the time this action was taken, there were 17 vacancies, and all of these positions have been filled since. Just to be clear, the detention center operates 24/7, 365 days a year, and staffing is not optional. And the jailer Magner called me several times when he himself was standing guard at the hospital when we had an inmate had to be taken to the hospital because they were so short of staff. And so thank you and your staff. Our emergency management agency installed 2 new sirens for severe weather preparedness. These sirens are located near the Thurston-Philpott Fire Department and Southern Oaks Elementary School. Remember, these sirens are for those who are outdoors, get a weather radio, and have multiple ways to receive alerts. Another component of public safety is the availability of fire hydrants for firefighting. In the near future, we plan to install nearly 100 hydrants that will serve more than 700 homes in rural areas of the county. This effort is supported by $1.17 million in the American Rescue Plan Act, or ARPA funding, as part of Senate Bill 36. And I want to thank our legislative delegation, particularly Senator Gary Boswell, Representative DJ Johnson, and Representative Suzanne Miles for their support on this project. Already, dozens of new hydrants have been added in the Philpott and Knoxville area as part of a water line replacement along Jack Hinton and Short Station Road. I'm also proud that we were able to improve the financial outlook for many of our volunteer fire departments with our repeal and replace of dues-based funding with the insurance premium license fee. And I want to publicly thank Fire Chief Jeremy Smith, Treasurer Jordan Johnson, and Commissioner Larry Condor, and all of our volunteers for their efforts working together for this long-awaited solution. I'm sure most of you don't know, but fire dues were the only revenue stream that were required to be spent in the area where they were collected. All other general fund dollars are allowed to be spent where they're needed. And so this repeal and replace was drastically overdue. This past August, Contour Airlines began nonstop flights to Chicago. This is the first time our community has ever had daily jet service. It's a huge win, not only for business, but for leisure travel. Chicago O'Hare is one of the busiest airports in the world with hundreds of connecting flights, both domestic and international. And I would encourage everyone to consider flying Contour out of Owensboro first. Work is accelerating on the fiber to the home network, Connect powered by Kinergy. For the first time, places like Panther and Pleasant Ridge have access to affordable, high-speed internet. Daviess County Fiscal Court invested ARPA funding to support this initiative. The total commitment is $10 million, and currently the 25% threshold has been met. Our collaboration with the Bluegrass Museum is bringing a new exhibit to Owensboro this March. Many of you are familiar with Jerry Garcia from his rock band Grateful Dead. He was a great banjo player who started in folk and bluegrass music. We expect the exhibit will bring many new visitors to the museum. Down the street, Fiscal Court has helped sponsor the Kentucky Guitar Works at the Center for Lutherie. This space will give visitors a first-hand look at how guitars and other string instruments are handcrafted. We look forward to the ribbon cutting and workshops that will attract skilled luthiers from across the region. Finally, Fiscal Court is proud to make Yellow Creek Park available for the Romp Festival. Celebrating its 21st year, Romp returns June 26 to 29 with the headliner, Dirk Bentley. If you've never attended Romp, I encourage you to make plans now to make this your first. As I close, I wanted to remind everyone that we have an open door and a strong desire to collaborate to make our community stronger. There's a quote from Henry Ford, "Coming together is the beginning, staying together is progress, and working together is success." May we work together as equal partners to achieve great things for all in our community. Thank you and God bless you.